Hello and welcome back to Family Vacation Guide, Tiny Travelers. I'm your host, Sarah Huff, and if you've ever wondered whether keeping your toddler out past bedtime at Disneyland is a bad idea, this episode is for you. Turns out the answer isn't yes. Staying late might actually make your trip easier. Shorter lines, fewer crowds, cooler weather, and some of the most magical moments of the day happen after dark. But how do you keep your little one happy, avoid overstimulation, and make sure you get to enjoy it too? Today, I'm joined by Breana Tocki, a baby quip quality provider, early childhood expert, and Disneyland insider. As a baby quip QP, Bree helps traveling families by renting out baby gear, including strollers, cribs, and more, so parents don't have to haul everything from home. Plus, as a local mom, she knows all the hidden gems and late night hacks that make Disneyland with little ones magical. Welcome to Tiny Travelers, the family vacation podcast where we make traveling with kids easier, smarter, and more fun. I'm Sarah, a travel-loving mom who knows the joys and chaos of exploring with little ones. Each week, we dive into parent-tested strategies, travel hacks, and honest advice on what really works with kids and what doesn't. So buckle up, grab your travel planner, and let's make your next family adventure unforgettable. Pack light, travel happy. Bree, tell us a little bit about you and kind of your strengths and stuff like that. We already know, but tell us a little bit more about you.
Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for having me. Where do I start? I am a mom of three, also a foster mama, but started in early educational development and had my first kid, jumped on a plane and was like, whoa, like there's so much to bring. I need to figure this out. And so back in 2017, I joined this really small company called Baby Air that evolved into Baby Quip. And it's just been amazing ever since. Started in LA and was driving 45 minutes to Disneyland like every single day, multiple times a day. And convinced my husband, hey, we need to be Disneyland neighbors. Like this needs to be my back door, outdoor, like time with the kids. Like we need to get there. So we ended up moving 10 minutes away from Disney, walking distance.
Whoa.
And we just focused our baby quip provider, entrepreneurship at Disney. And we became Disney experts. We knew the insides and outsides of it and became a travel agent and all that great stuff. So it's just been amazing. It's been a big pickup from there. And it's just been so much fun. And I get to do this while staying at home and raising all my babies. So yeah,
that was one of the draws for me too. I started probably a little bit before you, but when my babies were little. And same thing, I got to stay home with the kids and do something that I liked. So fun. And how fun is it that like Disneyland gets to be your backyard and you get to be an expert in the most magical place on earth?
Oh my gosh. No, I absolutely love it. Like we go multiple times a month. My husband, like I have to like be like, okay, we have one book this month. And then secretly there's like five other other ones booked, but it's okay because we don't stay all day, which is great. Like we go in and hop in for dinner. We go see the fireworks at night. We mostly go like after school. So it's just been wonderful.
Oh, great. That is the nice thing about having like a theme park or
Oh yeah.
that's
And I
really
know we
cool.
have a lot of tips and tricks to talk about as far as like
I know. I'm so
bringing Disney apart.
excited.
So I'm excited to talk about that today.
Okay, let's get into it. So, like we just said, you kind of get in and get out, but you're there a lot. So, do you think a lot of parents assume that going to Disneyland with toddlers or little kids means that they can't stay all day or that they're going to have to cut their visit short just because of the little people?
Yeah, I would say 100%. Disney has like so many different things to do. It's just so big, right? And as parents, like you're going in to this huge park with so many things to do with toddlers. And when you go to the store with the toddler, they have a meltdown, like your day is already done. And so going to a theme park is like a huge task, right? Especially Disney. So my advice, like, yes, you can do the early rope drop, you can do all that great stuff and get there early. But I am not a morning person, and I'm sure there's a lot of other parents that aren't morning people either. So I would do Disney on your own terms, but there are ways to bring your toddler and your baby into that. And Disney After Dark is honestly the perfect segue into like having that wonderful magical adventure with them. So you can do like so many things after dark with your little ones, and you don't have to worry about like getting them down for bed, especially if you have the right gear in place. Like if you have your stroller, if you have your sound machine, you're good
Hmm.
to go.
Yeah.
So I know we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but yes, After Dark at Disney is just absolutely magical, and we can open up and talk more about it if you want. If you have
I'm
more
excited.
questions, we can like
Oh
dive
my
right
gosh,
in.
yes. But you know what is so funny is like when you do a lot of research as a parent going to like any theme park or, on any traveling trip with your kids, you think, I've got to start early, I've got to get in, get out. And you never really hear like the tips and tricks about going to somewhere, especially Disneyland, after kind of the sunsets and what's going on there. So, what are some underrated experiences at Disney after dark that you can recommend for babies up to toddlers, maybe kids? What do you suggest we do?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's obviously the big ones like the fireworks, the World of Color, all that great stuff. And that's great for the older kids. Now, if you have little ones and they are just like tired at the end of the day, but they're still awake and wanting to take in that magic, there's just so much to do. So, my favorite time, like to use at like after dark at Disney is going to be like using like shopping and going to all the different stores, like walking down Main Street, all those sparkly lights are just absolutely beautiful. You can see characters walking down in like a quiet, calm environment versus like getting out of the stroller, standing in line, getting in ride after ride after ride. But like
Hmm.
just cruising along, looking at all the merch that's at the Disney stores and letting the parents kind of cruise and shop and take their downtime, maybe grab a snack on Main Street. There's just so much to do there. But if you're over at California Adventure, like Pixar Place is a really great place to kind of just like walk around. And then also Adventures Campus. There's also a lot to do there, is just to kind of like look and see, like the different the different rides. Cause like outside in the attractions, especially like web slingers and all that, there's a lot of things that you can like just like visually see. So just like walking through that with parents and your toddlers is just absolutely great. So yeah, there's just a lot to do. I would say another amazing place to kind of hang out is actually over at Star Wars Land at Galaxy's Edge. This is like one of my biggest tips for parents if you have little ones, because doing this during the day is great, but a lot of the kids can be scared of some of the characters that are walking by, like the stormtroopers and
Oh
Chewbacca
yeah,
and all that
definitely.
stuff. But at nighttime, like they're going to be snuggled in their stroller. They're going to be kind of listening to the quiet ambiance of the Star Wars music and all that great stuff. But the parents can really take in the magic there and, grab their drink, go to the cantina, get all that great stuff, and just kind of like walk with your toddler. So that's a really great
You're
spot.
making me excited to go to Disney After Dark. Oh my goodness, I want to go right now. This sounds
Yeah,
so
and
fun.
fun tip too, this is one of the best spots to catch the fireworks show because it is like pulled away from a lot of the crowds, but you can still see the fireworks, and it just has like an amazing backdrop, like with all of the Galaxy Edge, the scenery. So it's just really pretty there. But little extra tip: don't overcrowd
Ooh,
my
that is
spot.
a good
But I,
tip.
I am dropping you, dropping you guys a spot.
She's gonna know. Bree's gonna know if everybody listened to Tiny Travelers and blows up her fireworks spot, but I'm sure you won't mind.
No, I will. I'll welcome you.
Yeah, one of the coolest parts about Disneyland, I think, is that ambiance. And sometimes during the day, it can get just like so busy and overstimulating. But I love the idea of just maybe even cruising down after dinner and just taking, a quick walk, get everybody getting to see things in a different light. That's so magical on its own. I think that's making me just nostalgic for Disneyland. Oh my gosh, I
I
want to go
know. And I
back.
get to go today too, and I'm excited about that.
You get to go today?
Yes, we're popping in for a few hours. Nothing crazy. I have a
Just
newborn,
popping in.
but we're popping in, yes.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Brie has a newborn. She is like on fire. She's just so busy. Ever since I've known her, she's been a busy, busy lady. Never a downtime. That's why she knows so much about Disney. Uh, do you ever take breaks, Bree? Do you ever, just need to like rest, recharge, stay at home, no stroller deliveries, no Disneyland, anything like that?
Yes and no. I feel like sometimes like going on the deliveries without the kiddos is honestly a vacation for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get to hop in at some of the hotels and say hi to the characters that are standing in the lobby. That's my me time. But yes, I do have that downtime. We do go on vacations every once in a while as well. But yes, we try.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Okay. I
I
just want to
love
make
being
sure that
busy.
Bree's getting some rest. So
Yeah,
that
I just
she
love being busy. That's all.
Me too. It's so fun. Okay, so we talked about some things to do at night. Maybe you go in the morning, you take a little break, you come back at night, the rides have like less lines, maybe. The food vendors probably have less like I'm assuming there's probably just less people at Disneyland after the sun goes down.
Yeah, I would say the crowds do go down, probably except summertime. Summertime is one of the higher times that you don't want to be at Disney after dark just because it's cooler temperatures and then that's when everybody comes out. But the rest of the year, if you're bundled up and you're having a great time, like the crowds are going to be leaving because especially if you're going during the week, like people have work and they're going to get home and they only spend like a few hours, especially those magic key holders. So they're going to be home like 6 o'clock and heading out. But six and after, you're gonna have a great time of lesser lines and all that great stuff,
Oh,
for
that's
sure.
awesome. So if you have like a baby that can sleep anywhere, nap anywhere, that's a night owl, this is kind of like right up your alley.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, in order to get those kids to be ready for that nighttime day, there's just so much you can do to help that overstimulation just get a little bit crazy. So Disneyland can be overstimulating for toddlers as it is, standing in line, waiting in strollers. But I do have, I would say, three good tips
Oh, okay.
for helping with overstimulation. So if your kids are anything like mine, one of my kids, my son, he does not like loud sounds, right? So
Hmm.
when we're going on any rides that are indoors, like Winnie the Pooh ride or the Ariel ride or anything like that, he needs to have headphones when he was like a toddler. So having those headphones on and like giving him that safe space was just absolutely amazing for him. So if you have toddlers that do get overstimulated with loud sounds, bringing headphones are amazing. Disneyland does allow them, and you can absolutely bring them. And another tip that I have, my second good one, is get the kiddos out of the strollers and let their wiggles get out. So there's so many
Hmm.
amazing places for this. Toontown is one of them during the day. Another great spot over in California Adventure is going to be the Redwood Creek Trail. This one is our absolute favorite because they have a lot of open space. They have slides. They have a little river. They have a little cave they can run in. There's climbing and rock climbing and bridges and tree houses and just absolutely amazing things. So we love this place. It's pretty much like an outdoor playground, right? We love
Yeah.
this place to use like right before nap time. When I had my foster twins, we took them so much from like 8 months to 2 years old, and we let them run and just, have havoc in this little area. And oh my gosh, their naps were absolutely amazing. They had probably about like a 2 hour nap after running through Redwood. Use these places around Disney to let those wiggles out. Have those great naps because that's going to prolong your day so, so, so much. And another one, just because I'm a baby equip provider and I know that having the right gear makes and breaks your trip, but honestly,
Hmm.
having the right gear makes or breaks your trip. So if you're thinking about renting a Disneyland stroller, they are plastic, they are hard. Your toddler is not going to want to sit in those for a long period of time. If you're not bringing your own comfortable stroller, definitely rent a comfortable stroller for your kids to sit down and relax and lay down and actually have a good nap. Another good tip is to bring a sound machine or rent a sound machine. We have like the Hatch to Go, which just clips right on. But having that kind of like isolates that noise from Disney around you, and it brings that comfort of home right there in your stroller. So just giving that to your toddler is going to be so helpful to let them zone out, have that peaceful nap, because having a rested toddler is just everything when they
I mean, it's
wake up.
icing on the cake, right?
Yeah.
That is such a genius idea to bring a portable sound machine and attach it to the stroller, because then it makes it like their own little like universe that they can kind of escape from that crowd and the noise and all that kind of stuff. That is so smart. I sometimes feel like I need that for myself. You know, when parents get overstimulated, I'm like, where's my little bubble? But speaking of, okay, because, you know, we always think about like, how do we make this like great for the kids, obviously. But parents also love Disney and want to enjoy their trip there with their kids. So if they're there all day, keeping little ones happy and all that kind of stuff, do you know any great kind of secret places to take breaks or, kind of rest during the day at Disneyland or California Adventure, maybe off the beaten path or anything like that?
Oh my gosh, there's so many great things. So I will say continuously, like over and over to my clients too, like, yes, there's so much magic standing in lines and going on rides and meeting the characters and stuff. But all of the magic that my family loves is actually like outside of those lines and outside of, getting the character pictures and all that great stuff. So a lot of that comes from those hidden spots. So our favorite is over in California Adventure at the Academy. They have Turtle Talks. They have Junior Disney Dance Party right there. And there's just so much in downtown, California Adventure over in Hollywood Studios where you can just like relax. And all of those buildings down there are air conditioned. There's like a quiet ambiance where the lights are low and there's like subtle music. I mean, Junior Disney Dance Party is just absolutely amazing and fun. I would not say it's like subtle music at all, but it's like getting the wiggles out. But that's where the parents can like really sit back and enjoy their kids, like take in that magic. Like when you
Yeah.
go to Disney to become a kid again and like watching your kids like dance in front of Mickey and just having a great time, it's just so cute. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
Oh, like me too. It's so sweet to see your kids enjoy stuff like that, and then you get to enjoy them enjoying it. It's like an added bonus. I love that. We're taking a quick break to share something special from one of our brands. We only work with brands we truly believe in, so stay tuned and we'll be right back. Traveling with a baby? Suddenly, naps are off schedule, meals become a struggle, and you're left wondering what to do next. That's where Miss Poppins comes in. Whether it's sleep, nutrition, behavior, or just needing reassurance, our parenting experts are here for you. You don't have to do it alone. Miss Poppins connects you with vetted parenting experts who actually get to offer you real advice in real time. Parenting doesn't come with a manual, but experience the art of parenting with Miss Poppins. Book your free consultation today at misspoppins.io.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, and I have a few more. If I can tell you.
Tell me them all, every single one.
Another one in California Adventure is right across from Web Slingers. There is like this little arena where they have this like big, I would say like this crystal ball with like the Avengers stuff in it. But right in the back, there is this like gated area. And I love this area for the toddlers to just like play tag and run around. But like the parents can just sit. And there's only one in and out in that area. And nobody goes there because there's no characters, there's no rides, but it's in the middle of like the heart of California Adventure. And so like in that area, like you can just let the toddlers run and you don't have to worry about them being stolen, them running off or anything like that because there's only one in and out of that area. So that is another great spot to just kind of hang out, eat your snacks and, have a drink, whatever you want to do, but let the kids have fun. Now over at Disneyland, there's also a couple other ones that I love. If you want to like hop on a ride that's not a long line, our favorite like downtime is just jumping on to the Disneyland Railroad. And this is like a great, fun little thing to do. Like it's not really a ride that people think about because it's like not one of those like Disneyland rides. But this is like a great ride to just like sit and relax with the toddler because you're going around all of Disneyland and you can show them Disneyland. But then it's also like that time for the parent to just like sit and relax without having to wait in a very long line. Because if you're in line, you're most likely going to get on that very next train. So it doesn't take
That
long.
is so cool. And I love a good sit spot. I mean, if you ask me, I would just want to sit and like take everything in and look at stuff. Of course, my kids don't want to just sit. So they don't really care about like those cool sitting spots, but I do because that is so important to me. I love that. Next time I go, I'm going to check out all those different spots.
There you go. And your kids are
Okay,
a little bit
so
older though, right?
yes, mine are almost 8 and almost 10.
Oh,
But I mean, I can't even believe it. I don't think that I should legally be allowed to have kids that old yet. But we've been taking them to like theme parks and traveling with them since they were little. So I mean, going to theme parks with little kids is so fun, but so exhausting. So I kind of wish that I had known about these secret spots a little bit earlier. Um, but I'll just have to utilize them now. Okay, so if mom and dad or grandma, grandpa, or adult need, just a second to recharge to get maybe like a coffee or an espresso shot or maybe something a little stronger, we don't know. What are some good places that parents can kind of like do a little drive by or a little stroll by and get a good cup of coffee or, a snack or something like that?
yeah, my favorite is actually over at the Cozy Cones. I feel like I'm talking a lot about California Adventure a lot today. But California Adventure is honestly probably one of my favorites. Over at the Cozy Cone, it's just amazing because the toddlers can like still enjoy the Disney magic and you can still kind of like do that little swoop. So if you ever been to Disneyland, I can't remember exactly. I think it's like right next to the Mater ride. I can't like think about it in my mind right now. But if you go to the Cozy Cone, like every single little shop is like right next to each other. So you have your snack, you have your drink, and you have like a sweet and salty snack like right next to each other, which is amazing.
Hmm.
So if you
Totally.
just loop around, you're gonna get all three of the things you need really quickly, and then you can see Mater on your way out. So that's great.
That's a really good idea. What is your favorite snack at Disneyland? What do you like every time you go? Do you get like one thing there or do you
That's
just
a
switch it
hard
up?
one because I
I
love
know.
trying absolutely everything, and I am a sweet and salty girl, so if I
Hmm.
can say 2, I will always get the Mickey pretzels, but then I'll also get a churro.
Yum.
So,
Oh,
it's
churros
like
are
I
our
have to
favorite
get both.
too.
I
Oh
have
my
to get
gosh, I
both.
love the churros. I have a girlfriend who always gets the corn dog. I'm like, that is so random, but you know what? If you love a good corn dog and you know where to get it, you might as well get it where you like it. So we talked about what features do you usually look for in a good theme park stroller, whether you're renting one or maybe you're shopping for one or something like
Honestly, it just depends on like what age group you have. So, like my 2 older kids, they're 6 and 7, so they're pretty much out of a stroller now. But if we're doing a whole day at Disney, they still need to sit down because they can't do a whole day by themselves walking. So for them, it's going to be finding that like bigger, wider seat so they can actually be comfortable. So our favorite is the Bob Dooley. They have the drink holders on the side, so having the drink holders is a great one. Making sure the feet rest are going to be big and wide enough for my kids, and then having the parent console. And we love the using like the tag along handles on top of our strollers or like tagged to our strollers. So what that does
that.
is it allows our kids to stay close to us, but have the independence of like walking with us. So I love that. And they love holding it because they feel like they're driving the stroller sometimes, which is absolutely amazing. So
Kids love to be in
we love
charge.
that. And then
Um,
oh, I was just gonna say, like, for our toddlers, Like when we had our foster twins a few months ago, like for them, like the main feature we needed for napping was the sunshade. So we wanted to make sure the sunshade was as far down as possible to create that like quiet, dark space. Those are my two big tips. If you have your little ones, you want the good sunshade. And then if for the big ones, you just want that comfortability. And then obviously
Yeah.
you need the space for storage because you're going to be shopping. You need the drink holders and all that great stuff. But that is all the stuff you already know.
You really do. You guys, I have seen the like pictures, and actually I think I've seen it in real life, the strollers that you deliver for baby quip customers, and Bree does such a magical job with these strollers. You put so many extra things that I think parents might forget to bring on vacation or while they're traveling. What do you think something that parents just don't need to pack, maybe they can get it while they're there, or rent it or something like that? What's like one piece of gear that you would never pack again?
I'm thinking about the weather. So whether that is the stroller fan or the rain cover, but I think those are things that you don't necessarily need to pack, especially here in California. Most of the time it's sunny, but weather can be unpredictable. Like it's hot during the day and then cold at night. And then sometimes we get random showers, especially during springtime. So just having those extras for the strollers, like you don't need to pack them. We have them and they're just a few bucks. So definitely just like add them on the day before you need to go if the weather's changing. I think that's a great thing to rent.
Yeah, I honestly think that those are the things that like you don't really think about when you're traveling to different climates or anything like that. And that's what's so cool about renting, baby gear or anything for your travels, is that you're like, oh yeah, I do need a rain cover. Oh my gosh, I do need a stroller fan. It's going to be 90 degrees and that stroller, whatever the case is. We do need cup holders, all those things to just make your life so much easier. Do you think renting a stroller is easier than bringing one through the airport? Have you done that before?
Oh my gosh, you already know the answer to this. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I've
I have
tried.
done both, and one is easier than the other.
Yes, I have tried. And this is how I became a baby quipper. I tried bringing the stroller, I tried bringing the car seats, and trying to carry a toddler, in a baby carrier, carrying all that stuff and the luggage. It's just absolutely insane. And you look like a monkey trying to do it. So honestly, just make your lives easier. Rent and, yeah,
And have
just
it at the hotel, like when you get there. You don't even have to worry about
100%.
lugging it through. Oh my gosh, that's such a dream come true. Um, so I wanted to circle back to fireworks because that is one of the things that people love about Disney. But what if your kid doesn't like fireworks? Are there is there an alternative activity in the evening or something like that that's really fun that's not the fireworks?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can do. So, if you are staying after dark during the firework times, this would be a great time to jump on one of those rides that is indoors. So, our favorite is Small World. It is closed like right before like the Christmas season. So you just have to be like aware on like which rides are open or closed. But there are so many like indoor rides that you can jump on during the fireworks show. That way you don't hear the loud booms, and you can be pulled away from all the crowds, and there's lesser lines during that time. But if you want to do something else that is not fireworks, you can also go over to California Adventure and do World of Color, or you can even like jump into one of the little shows like on Main Street. So they have I can't remember the name. I'm trying to and then they have this little like theater where there's like really cute cinematic Mickey shows that are like very calm and like quiet and dark. So it's like still like on Main Street where the fireworks are, but it's like pulled away. So if like you're sneaking out already, but you're missing, you can't get out of the park in time, like that's a great spot to jump into to just kind of like calm toddler down and like distract them while the fireworks are going. So yeah, there's definitely a lot you can do. And just ask the cast members. I would say this, like if you have concerns about the loudness or anything like that, all the cast members at Disney are amazing and they will point you to, great spots to kind of just hide or go to if you need to calm your toddler down, or if your toddler's overstimulated and they don't want to hear fireworks, they will show you kind of where to go if you need some spots to go to.
Oh, that is so smart. Of course. Ask the people that work there. That's genius, Brie. Okay, so any great spots, hidden spots to actually watch the fireworks? I know you talked about the Star Wars land, which is very cool, but any other like hidden spots or great way to get a spot in, the crowd or anything like that?
Galaxy's Edge is like 100% our favorite. Like you can see the whole entire show from there. And honestly, I think it looks way prettier, here at the Galaxy Edge than the castle because the castle, I mean, it is beautiful. Like you can't mistake, like having the fireworks show in front
Well,
of the
yes,
castle.
that's like
But
iconic.
you're going to have all the crowds. Like you're going to be shoulder to shoulder, to watch it, especially if you're right up in front. But another fun place to kind of see this is if you have, and this is like if you have a toddler that doesn't really like big sounds and you're already heading out of Disney, you can even see the fireworks show from downtown Disney and like right outside the hotels. So if you're already at the hotels and staying at the hotels, some of the balconies, like you're facing the park. So if you are staying on property, this is a good tip. But if you're staying on property, not only do you get like that early entrance and all the perks of all that, but you get to see the fireworks show from your own room, which is very calming for a toddler. So that is another amazing spot. But if you are still in the park, another great spot, you can see it from the outside of Small World. It's not going to be as grand as Galaxy's Edge or in front of the castle, but you can still see the show and it's pulled away, so it's not as loud. So you have that choice too. But there are a couple other spots around the parks to see it. Honestly, if you if you hear the fireworks and you turn around, you can probably see like bits and pieces of it. But if you want that grand, beautiful, firework display, Galaxy's Edge is 100% the place you want to be, away from crowds.
Okay, well, that's where I'm watching fireworks tonight. Just kidding. I'm not going to go tonight, but I wish. That would be so fun. Okay, so if you're going to be watching fireworks, we know that that can be kind of overstimulating with like the crowds and the noise and all that kind of stuff. We talked about the noise canceling headphones, which I think is so great. And if you get them for your toddler, don't forget to get them for yourself too, because parents get overstimulated as well. I frequently do, just by myself. But what are some other ways to help with that overstimulation? Do you bring anything to the park? Do you like have a conversation with your toddlers before? Like, what are some ways to maybe de-stimulate?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like so I want to say this, like you can set expectations with your toddler. Like when you go to Disney, I know us as adults, like we want to try to have a full packed day and take everything in and go on every single ride. But realistically, like it's not going to happen. So when you, like right before you go in, you want to set those expectations with your toddler. Like what are the rides they want to go on and make those, 1 to 3 rides absolute priority. And then while they're awake and excited and ready to go, like that's when you're going to go and stand in those lines and get on those rides. Now, you can bring a few different things with you. Like you can bring a little Play-Doh container. You can bring some activities or coloring or color wows or anything like that to just kind of like have an activity to do while you're in line, which, most of the lines are not going to be too long unless you're going on really high peak seasons like spring break, Christmas, or right before Halloween. So you want to avoid those times. But other than that, like if you just bring small little things to keep your toddler occupied during those small line breaks, like I think that'll be great. And then in between your day, you want to break it up. So you don't want to go from line to line to line. You want to be able to get them out, let their wiggles go out, and then break up some of the rides with a ride like the Mark Twain riverboat ride, where they can get out and walk and enjoy it. But this, like the riverboat ride is just so much fun because like you're on a boat and like toddlers love like going on stuff like that. But it's a very like long ride where you can sit and enjoy and like take in the magic from all around Disney, and the parents can kind of just relax. So this is like another little ride that the parents can also, calm themselves down as well. But yeah, and then you also want to jump in with some of the activities during the day, like the animation activity or academy, like where you can like learn how to draw, or the turtle talks, like we talked earlier. or the junior Disney dance party. So you want to break up your day with a lot of experiences and rides, and then just take in the magic, like wherever the day takes you. So set those expectations, but don't try to do everything, and find the magic in those little spots.
Love that, Bree. This has been so helpful and honestly has made me so excited to go back to Disneyland. I want to go right now. Um, where can our listeners find you if they want to rent a stroller or know more about Disneyland?
Yeah, you can find me on Baby Quip. Just find Breana Tocki. Or you can also find us on our Instagram. It's babyquip.breatocki. And I share a ton of Disneyland tips there, and a lot of Baby Quip stuff as well. So we go over a lot of strollers and stroller reviews to kind of see like what stroller is best for your family, because not every stroller is meant for you and your specific family. So you want to make sure you have that best stroller for your Disney trip, because again, if you have the right gear, and I can't say this enough, but if you have the right gear, it will make or break your trip. So rent the right gear, have all that great stuff, find the things that are important for you, whether it's napping for your toddlers, whether it's snacking and having all the drink holders possible, whatever it may be, let me know and we can customize and personalize your Baby Quip package for you and get you going on your next Disney adventure. So we'll see you, and I'm sure that,
I
yeah.
love that. Not only is Brie having a magical time at Disney, but she's making everybody else have a magical time at Disney too. This is so amazing. Brie, thank you so much for being here. This was so fantastic to learn more about Disneyland after dark.
Thank you, Sarah.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. I hope you're feeling more confident about making the most out of Disneyland at night with your little one. If today's tips helped you, send this episode to a fellow Disney loving parent or share it on social media. We'd love to hear your favorite Disneyland memory. Also, don't forget to check out our show notes for links to Bree's contact info and to some of our blog posts on local info on Anaheim, like the one on best family friendly hotels or top family friendly restaurants. And because we know that Disneyland days are long and the right gear makes all the difference, we've got a special treat for our tiny travelers community. Skip the hassle of hauling everything from home and rent a top quality stroller, portable sound machine, or even some sound canceling headphones for your late night Disneyland adventure. Use code Tiny Travelers at checkout to save $20 off a $100 Baby Quip rental, so you can travel lighter, avoid the meltdowns, and make magical memories without the extra baggage. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. And until next time, happy travels. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tiny Travelers. I hope today's episode gave you the inspiration and practical tips to make your next family adventure easier, stress-free, and more fun. If you loved today's episode, head over to the show notes for promo codes and exclusive resources to help you plan unforgettable trips with your little ones. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Happy travels, and I'll see you next time.